everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Monday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. No tricks up our sleeves today. Just a great show for you. Hope you had a great Easter weekend with family and friends. Let's get to that great show that we're talking about. We have MVS Inc. coming on the program. They are a medical supplies and equipment company, and they have some great discounts that they're going to be offering us right here in Laguna Woods Village. Any residents watching, so make sure you stay tuned for that and a lot of things they can do for you and how they can help you with insurance and all sorts of fun things. Then Shalom Club is going to be on with Cindy Hauschier and Annie McCary. They're going to be talking about a guest speaker they have. Annie's the guest speaker, talking about Jim Crow laws and growing up with that in the South. So a very interesting conversation we're going to have with them as well. So stay tuned for that a little later in the program. Right now, we have something to talk to you about. It's spring. It's been a very bizarre, rainy spring here in the village. So hey, let's have a spring village bazaar. There we go. More of an art show than anything really bizarre, right? It's going to be Saturday, April 6th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. over at the Clubhouse 5 in the main lounge. It's going to be coming up next Saturday, so get out there and enjoy that. They're going to have all sorts of vendors and all sorts of folks up there with all sorts of arts, crafts, beautiful clothing. Pretty much everything you can see from artists here in the village is going to be on sale over at the bazaar, so get out there and enjoy that. Want more information about that? You can go ahead and call 949-597-4382 and find out all about what's going on at the bazaar. So it should be a fun event. Get out there and enjoy it. Let's take a look at our weather. The rain is finally out of here, so we're going to have mostly sunny, maybe some partly. We're going to be partly cloudy a little bit this morning. Going to clear out a little bit more as we get to sunny, and then we're going to have some nice days, really sunny days in a row here, and getting up all the way midweek to 73 degrees. That's going to be our warmest day of the week, and then we start getting a little bit cloudy, a little bit cooler temperatures as well, as I hate to say it, we might actually have a storm, a slight storm, not as bad as this weekend, but a slight storm coming in next Saturday. We'll tell you more about that as the week goes on. Hopefully, maybe goes away, goes north or south of us. Let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset while we're at it. Hey, we got a beautiful shot here from Alan Clark. Thank you so much, Alan, for sending in this beautiful sunset shot. Birds flying through there, trees in the background. Sunrise this morning was 6:38. Sunset tonight is going to be 7:11, just like the store. There you go. If you want to send us a sunrise, sunset shot, or a vacation shot, or anything like that in between, go ahead and email us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name like Alan did and where you took the photo, and we will put it on our sunrise, sunset segment. Hey, no meetings to tell you about, but when we come back, we'll be talking to Eric Goodman with MVS Inc. Stay with us.
Caring for your health shouldn't be dictated by what you can afford. At MVS, we are a family-owned business that has provided quality healthcare products for seniors in their homes for over 30 years. We negotiate on your behalf with top manufacturers to deliver low prices. We provide vital resources while staying committed to making the experience of getting medical supplies you need as easy as possible by ensuring easy online shopping and free shipping. When life is difficult, we make things simple.
Mountain View Services is a supplier of medical supplies, medical equipment, and much, much more. We want to welcome the president and CEO for MVS. It is Eric Goodman. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
And welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about MVS for folks who aren't familiar. It's our first time on our program. So tell me a little about what you do and what the services you guys provide.
Yes, thank you very much. So MVS, which is Mountain View Services Incorporated, we've been in business for 36 years. We supply food and medical supplies. Our primary customer has been homes for developmentally disabled adults and children. We have about 500 facilities in Southern California that we service. And then most recently, we've gotten into providing to seniors in their homes. So seniors who live on their own or live with a family member that need medical supplies. That's our new shop, mvs.com site, where they can go on and order the supplies, and then we deliver them direct to their door.
Okay, and how does it make you guys different? And I know you have a good answer for this, from like an Amazon or any other retailer I can go online and find medical supplies or medical goods or anything like that from?
That's a good question. We do sell on Amazon as well and some other sites, but on our direct site, shopmvs.com, we can usually provide a discount less than you would get on the marketplace because we're selling direct to the consumer. And with 36 years of experience, we've been into business a really long time, so we know what products and services are needed. So we specialize in making sure that they get what they need, and the shipping is direct to the consumer from our facilities here locally, opposed to some of the online sites they'll ship nationally from some other place in the country to you. So ours is a direct shipped. We're specializing just in the Southern California area.
What got you into this whole world in the first place?
Yeah,
Tell me a little about
that's an interesting
why are you
thing.
here at MVS?
Yes, I know, my passion to get back. So I actually had a life-saving surgery when I was 15 and a half years old.
Oh, wow.
I was born with a very rare condition called Schumann's kyphosis, which is a curvature of the spine. And so it was putting pressure on my lungs, and my lungs were collapsing. So I was rushed into the hospital for emergency surgery, or I was going to die, and they fused my spine. So I actually have my spine fused, and I have 2 metal rods in my back right now, and then plastic rib inserts. So I spent about 9 months in a full body cast from the neck down.
Oh, wow.
And I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to do everything again. So our business, caring for developmentally disabled adults, children, and seniors, is kind of my passion because that's my whole life has been taking care of those who are in need. So our business is very close to my heart. It's very personal to me because I do the business more as a mission than I do it as an income, because I just want to make sure people get what they need and are taken care of.
Now, there's empathy there, right? You've experienced what folks are going through. So when someone calls you and says they need something, you go, oh, you must be doing this, or this is what you're going through, right?
I've been in their shoes. I know how they feel. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so when people call up and they have questions, I mean, again, like the difference between you and an Amazon, people can call up in your company and ask them questions and make sure they're getting the right equipment for their needs.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we want to make sure we take care of that personal service, which you're not going to get, obviously, if you're just ordering off of a website. Of course, on ours, you are ordering from a website, but you have the back end of all of our experience and my staff available to talk to you to make sure you get what you need. And in a lot of instances, people will order stuff online. It won't be what they want. They'll need to return it, and then we'll need to talk with them to make sure we get them what they actually need.
Now, you came into this job, Mountain View Services, Inc. had been around for a little while. You came into it, but now you own it.
That's correct. Yes. Yes, a family-owned and operated business now. So we've been in business for 36 years. I've been with the company 29 of those years. I actually started with the company in outside sales. Then I was director of sales, vice president, president, and then I acquired the company in 2020. And then now I have, along with our 50 employees and 2 distribution centers in Southern California, I have my 2 children, my son-in-law, my wife, and my father all work for the business. So it's family-owned, family-ran, and we're very passionate about the people that we care for.
Okay, that's amazing, yeah. And what are your goals for the company in the future? Do you see this becoming maybe a national brand, or you don't want to focus right here in Southern California? Because you're already kind of a national with the website, right?
That's correct. So currently we are shipping nationwide. So we're in every state in the United States shipping currently. About 1,000 orders a day go out of the distribution centers here that we ship nationally. But our core focus is obviously on our community here locally. We do a lot of work with nonprofits, and we do a lot of giving back in the community. So I try to go out and find the need, find out where people need help, and then use my resources to leverage them to help other people. So a lot of local donations, a lot of delivery of our product, a lot of organizations like United Way, Ronald McDonald House, we support monthly through products and services that we have. So for me, it's more about giving back to the community and helping people locally.
And that's a great thing there too, because you lived that experience. I'm sure your parents needed a place to stay while you were in the hospital.
Correct.
They had to travel and those things. So there's that understanding of what people go through. It's not just about that purchase of the piece of equipment, but it's also about supporting a whole infrastructure and family support system that's there for that patient.
That's correct. Yep. And this is I've actually been on the board of directors for Ronald McDonald House Charities for 21 years. This is my 21st year with them. And the reason I joined that board of directors is because when I was staying at Loma Linda Children's Hospital for 9 months, and I was there in the full body cast, my parents, as you said, were coming back and forth every single day to the hospital, they had to stay locally, so I knew what those families went through. That's when I joined the Ronald McDonald House volunteering, and then eventually got on our board of directors, and now it's one of the primary charities that we support.
So let's talk a little bit more about the kind of the range of things you guys supply and do. Is there a lot of hard to find items that people really can't find a lot of other places?
A lot of specialty stuff, because there's things you can't go into like a Walmart or someplace like that and just purchase. So a lot of the formulas that we carry are special things that doctors would tell a patient that they would need to use for supplement. A lot of medical supplies that you can't just go buy in a retail setting. You would need to get through somebody like us who's a distributor in the actual healthcare space. So pretty much everything a hospital uses, we provide. I think total we have over 30,000 items available in the medical space on its own, not counting the food and other supplies that we sell. So a lot of the stuff is very specific to our industry and to buying from a supplier who does like hospitals opposed to just buying retail.
Now, there are also some prescription items if somebody's getting something like that's prescribed to them. Also, do you deal with insurance and those kinds of things when things are going to be covered and won't be covered?
Yes, so we do Medi-Cal and Medicare, both. And then we have the insurance plans that we work with, like LA Care, Blue Shield, Blue Cross, Aetna, ones like those. On the website, if you're going on the shopmvs.com and ordering, that would be private pay. But if you want to contact us, you can work with one of our Medi-Cal and Medicare specialists. And if you do have those insurance plans, we can work to see what's covered and bill it for you.
Okay, so it's not quite, you can't do it directly through the website just yet.
No.
But, so I remember it's silly, but when I had a prescription for my dog, I was able to just do it on the website, and then they were able to send it to me when they verified.
No.
So we're not there yet.
Not that simple, yes, at least with Medi-Cal and Medicare in California, no. So it's got to go through an authorization to us to make sure that it's something that that the insurance plan is going to cover that the doctor has prescribed. Yeah.
But you have in-house people that are going to be able to help the folks, the customers through that whole process?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we do have partners that we work with also, that if anybody's looking to get on Medicare, we can connect you with one of our partners to help you get set up through that, and then we can work with them to get you the products you need.
Do you discover that sometimes when your customers will call you and they don't even realize, oh, this is covered, and oh my gosh, the savings?
Yes. Sometimes definitely check with us first before you just go out and get it to make sure if it's something maybe you could get through your plan.
Okay. Seems like your passion. This seems like something you just absolutely love. And your history really tells us that this is something that you really love to do. Is this going to be your life's journey? Is this, you're going to be here and pass it on to the kids kind of thing?
I'm hoping the kids take over the business. That's the goal in the long term. Now with my father involved in the business, we have 3 generations working for the company since he joined this last year. And then we have a foundation that we give back to nonprofits every month with. And so my long-term goal is I would like our Mountain View Services Foundation to be my legacy. Obviously, once I step away from the business and the kids take it over, I would like to spend my time just finding need in the community and giving back either through my talents, my treasures, or our resources through the business.
All right, but take a vacation, enjoy yourself as well a little bit, right?
Yes, we need to stay healthy too. I do understand that. But I'm very passionate about every single day I wake up and I go out and I know that I get to help people that are in need, whether they're disabled or they're a senior. And I want to make sure they get the products and services they need, and that's my goal every day.
Yeah, some people go to a job and some people find their life's passion. And Eric Goodman, it sounds like you have found your life passion.
Yes, I'm very fortunate.
Mountain View Services, Inc. And they also have a discount code, folks, for folks here in Laguna Woods. I want to make sure we get that on the screen. 10% discount code. If you go to the website and use that discount code, you can get 10% off whatever your purchases are going to be.
That's correct. Thank you very much.
Terrific. Eric Goodman, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eggs. For you, they never ended up in one basket. You saved, you invested, you diversified. Then, with the right help, you grew your nest egg and found the recipe for your ideal retirement. And when it all came together, you realized it was about more than just eggs. Write your retirement recipe today.
Irvine Barclay Theater is your home for the best in live entertainment. Here's what's coming up next. For tickets and information, visit thebarclay.org.
Welcome back. The Shalom Club is interested in talking about some roots of resilience, and to do that, they've invited a very special guest who you also know and you've seen on our program before. I want to welcome Cindy Hauchier and Annie McCary to the program.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us.
Great
So
to
Cindy,
be
you're with the
here.
African American Heritage Club, but
Yes.
you are not representing the club quite so much today. You are going to be talking about one of Cindy's, as a guest speaker for Cindy. Cindy, tell us about this speaker, why we picked Annie, and what's going on.
Well, as it says, we are the Shalom Club, a multicultural gathering, and we've been having people come out and speak, different cultures coming out, and we thought that because we want to welcome everyone, that this would be a wonderful way of having my friend Annie speak about a memoir that she's writing. I'm very anxious because writing a book is very special, and Annie has done so many things, and to share her background is going to be great.
Now, Annie, the speech is called Roots of Resilience and the Jim Crow laws, growing up under those.
Yeah.
I think some people, some kids, some younger generation think, oh, I learned about that in the history books. But we still have a whole generation of people who lived the experience of that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And tell folks who maybe not 100% familiar with Jim Crow laws, what were some of those impediments that were put up in the South for people to basically keep them away from the polls?
Okay, so great. So the Jim Crow laws, the actual Jim Crow is kind of a derogatory name that was given to a black man many years ago. And so the Jim Crow laws are actually local and federal laws that were put in place to actually enforce segregation, separating blacks from whites.
Right, there were sundown towns. There were all sorts of neighborhoods you couldn't live in, the redlined areas for real estate, all sorts of ordinances, and it also applied to voting as well, right? In terms of polls.
Absolutely, and not just voting. It applied to separation in education,
schools, yeah, right.
social experience.
Separate but equal was the law of the land for a long time.
For a long time, absolutely. And so growing up during that time is what I will be sharing, and what I've learned and how I gained some resilience from growing up during that time, living under those laws, not really understanding them, but being required to obey them. It created an incredible life experience for me.
Now, I'm not trying to draw any kind of equivalency here, so don't take it that way. But for the Jewish people, there's also been, there's been separation, there's been segregation, there's been discrimination. So there's maybe a kindred spirit in this talk, right?
Basically, I mean, we can find definite patterns and different things that have happened in the past, but we'd like to bring in all different cultures to show that we all have some common ground, and then Annie's going to be bringing out something that is a very important part of history.
Now, Annie, can you share a little bit about maybe your own experience of having that lived experience with Jim Crow experience?
Absolutely. My whole growing up, and I grew up in Alabama in the South where these laws were enforced, and something as simple as segregation in schools, having to have separate schools, having separate restrooms, having separate places. There are certain places in my growing up that we were not allowed to go. And there were signs and back then we were identified as colored people. And so there would be signs that says colored people only. There would be signs that says whites only. So different areas, even laundromat experiences, cafeteria experiences in school, it was all part of my lived experience.
Yeah, it's an amazing, the fact that it still goes on. But just because the signs are gone, and just because the laws maybe are off the books, does it really mean we've got to the point where there's a true integration in the United States? I feel like there's still some unwritten rules and unwritten laws that are out there.
We're still working on it.
Absolutely, and that's part of the reason I'm honored to share my experiences, because if we don't learn, if we don't know, then there's always that possibility of history repeating itself. And so I just am honored to be able to share this experience with people.
Tell me a little bit about the Shalom Club in your overall, obviously multicultural, like you've said, but tell me a little bit more about why people should come, no matter what their faith or religion or background or race might be.
Well, I think it's interesting because we have all different groups of people joining us now. It's not just one particular group. And our plaque, which is outside of Clubhouse 1, shows we are welcoming. We want people to come with friends, make friends. I've seen people write down phone numbers for each other. And then just the fact that we want to have meaningful events, and having my friend Annie be there is just a pleasure. We're really excited to have her come and speak. So everyone who's interested in hearing her speak, I hope they'll come.
Yeah, and it's inherent in the name as well. Shalom is a welcoming in the first place.
Exactly. Hello, goodbye, peace. Exactly. And that's why we kept the name Shalom Club.
Annie, what has been your lived experience in California? Has it been a vastly different? I mean, this is supposed to be a more liberal state. We're supposed to be more open, and we're supposed to have this kind of a melting pot. The West Coast, kind of experience. Has it been a removal of that for you, or is there still kind of a veiled things going on?
Well, I believe there's a veil of stuff still going on. I mean, all you have to do is turn on the news media and you can see crimes committed against people of color. And so me personally, I think my resilience has allowed me to just step up and be who I am. And whenever I see experiences like that, I can look at it from a wide angle view instead of the narrow angle view. So.
And Cindy, why is it important for us to share these stories and continue talking about these issues?
I think because we want to bridge the gap. We want people to feel that you can sit next to all different kinds of people and have a discussion and find that you can become their friend and learn more about their culture. So the more that we can share about each other's cultures, the more exciting life can be, and there'll be hopefully less problems. That's our goal.
Annie, do you think it's harder to hate when you get to know somebody? I mean, you can tell you this group, those people, kind of attitude. But when you meet somebody one on one, is it harder for people to really once they get to know somebody? It just feels like kind of all that stuff goes away.
Well, that's a very interesting question. And growing up, I never learned to hate. So I don't actually have the experience of hate. Mm-hmm. I see it in others, but and I credit my father for teaching me about the importance of not hating, the importance of love, the importance of forgiving. So I don't have that deep-seated seed of hatred. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's easier to love. I just don't have hate. So I don't know.
But growing up in the South, there had to be that feeling of, I know I'm not welcome here.
Absolutely.
So somebody hated me. And that can be an even more imposing feeling for somebody if somehow you feel secondary or not as good as for whatever unwritten rule that you don't understand.
Absolutely, and that's basically how I grew up, thinking and believing that not as good as. But what's interesting is I had two experiences going on at once. Society saying we're not as good as, know your place, and then I had a home environment that says there's something within you that is more powerful than anything outside of you. So I had these two dynamics going on at the same time. And so the one that won was the one that I fed the most, which was love. And so that's the one that the way I live my life, and that's how I taught my children.
Well, that sounds like a speech worth hearing. Its roots of resilience, growing up in Alabama under Jim Crow laws. Annie, thank you so much for sharing your story. Tell us a little bit more about when, where, how can people get tickets?
Okay, we have flyers out and we have tickets. Flyers are out and you can come. The doors open at 3 and we're starting at 3:30. We are also going to be at least about 45 minutes to an hour and then have a Q&A afterwards. And the other thing I did want to mention is that we had a speaker last month on Buddhism, and our trip to the temple there in Hacienda Heights will be the next event.
Oh,
so
okay.
Anybody who comes to hear Annie can also sign up for our bus trip to the temple.
Definitely a multicultural experience at the Shalom Club. Annie and Cindy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
We believe every senior should be able to remain healthy, happy, and at home. At Caring Senior Service, we understand the value of compassion and companionship. Our caregivers promote health, happiness, and independence. We cook nutritional meals, engage in meaningful activities, run errands, do light house cleaning, and more. Call us toll-free at 833-926-3700 or visit our website, caringseniorsservicelw.com. Healthy, happy home. Caring Senior Service.
Welcome to Laguna Woods Dental Care, where exceptional service meets the residents of Laguna Woods. Dr. Mohsen Mahmood is a proud graduate of USC's Senior Dental Care Program and a published author. He has been serving the Laguna Woods community for over 20 years. Located right outside Gate 3, our team of expert hygienists provide personalized care for every smile, ensuring your smile remains bright and healthy. Take a look at our new monthly specials. We are located upstairs, and there are elevators for easy access. Call to schedule your appointment today.
And welcome back. Let's talk about the Monday movie, and it's obviously a great one. You couldn't have not heard about this movie by now. Barbenheimer, Oppenheimer, the whole thing over the summer. But Oppenheimer is going to be our Monday movie. It's going to be brought to us by Harvard Eye Associates, 2 p.m. with the subtitles, 6 p.m. without the subtitles. Best Actor winner in this one for Cillian Murphy. Best Film of the Year, Oppenheimer. And it's about the creation of the atom bomb during World War II and the aftermath of that as well. So great movie, well done, terrific Christopher Nolan movie. Hope you enjoy that. Let's get to some announcements right now. We've got some important ones for you. Optimal Aging Lecture Series is coming up. They're going to be talking about Advanced Care Planning 101, all the things you need to know. What is it? What do I need to do? What are the components of it? How do I complete a plan? You can get more information on that Wednesday, April 4th from 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center, room number 1. No reservations are required, and so it should be a great conversation about the things you need to do and make sure you are set so your family members and friends are going to be okay if you ever have some challenges health-wise. There you go. And one more to tell you about. This one's a lot more fun. This is Huey. We just had Huey on the lead singer for this tribute band on the program recently. And Huey is coming. He's going to be coming to the Performing Arts Center on April 20th. They are a great, great cover band of Huey Lewis in the News. He looks like him. He sounds like him. He dresses like him. And he's just a great entertainer. It was real fun talking to him recently on the program. It's going to be Saturday, April 20th, Performing Arts Center, 7:30 p.m. It is going to be a great show, so get out there for that one. Let's take a check on our weather. We're done with the rain for now. That's the good news. We're going to have some mostly sunny, partly cloudy, but mostly sunny for the rest of the week. Skies out there. High is going to be really topping out at 73 degrees on Wednesday. Then we get a little bit more cooling, but pretty nice week. So get out there, enjoy it. Hopefully we can just dry out a little bit, and maybe no more rain in the forecast, but you know, April showers, it's kind of doubtful that we're going to get away with that one. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. Tomorrow on the program, we're going to have Memorial Care and Fit Brain Club. They're going to be joining us talking about all the important stuff in that good health episode for us there. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. Remember me? I'm the king of whoopee. And you're watching Village Television. But everybody does.